Hey everyone, it's me, Dirty Honey. So, today we're going to be talking about a meditation technique that I've been. First of all, like and subscribe, don't forget. It's right there, just click on it. Anyways, we're going to be talking about a meditation technique that I'm really enjoying these days. It's my favorite way to do it now. And it's pretty easy to access the meditation state or whatever. What it is basically what I do is I go outside in the early morning before everybody wakes up, and I'll sit out there and drink my coffee and get myself ready, just kind of sitting out there. And then what I do is I close my eyes and just keep them closed for at least 20 minutes. Sometimes it ends up being 30, 40, an hour and a half. But if you keep your eyes closed and just use your ears, you will what happens to me is there's this soundscape or something. I start to realize how far my awareness goes outside of when my eyes are open. I feel like I can see everything and I understand what everything's going on, but really it seems like it kind of blocks, it shrinks your world a little bit having your eyes open. When your eyes are closed, you can hear the dog barking a mile away. You couldn't If you couldn't hear, you wouldn't be able to know that was going on. And when your eyes are open, you don't necessarily, I think or at least I lose um, focus on the sounds as much and kind of just blur them out and pay more attention to what's going on in my visual that's close to me. And when you have your eyes closed, that goes away, and you can really start to just hear everything, every little, bird flying by or chirping over there in the distance, the dogs walking around, the neighbor mowing the lawn away down the street. And it's, with your eyes closed, it's also darkness. And so I see all these colors and purples and just pulsing, throbbing, whatever, tie-dye looking colors that go around in my eyes when they're closed. And so I still have some kind of visual. And then the combination of the soundscaping and the reduced visuals, basically down to imagination. That's what happens. My imagination starts to fill in the blanks. And I do a lot of different things, but one of the things that I like to do or to start out with is to pretend like I'm in my my dream property or whatever, just in the middle of a forest with, whatever amount of space and a river, and I'm sitting there in this grassland and just listening, and I try to imagine myself actually being there, and all the sounds I hear I justify somehow into my imagination, and it becomes pretty vivid. And then that lasts for a little while, and then you can, I'll start to drift into other just deep thought or something. But really what happens is you start to disconnect, or I'll begin to disconnect from my physical and be 99% in my mental and soundscape. And it's so enjoyable. And another thing I'll do is focusing on the colors and the deep purples and kind of like reddish. I don't know. It's hard to explain the colors that actually happen because they seem a little different than ones you see with your eyes open, kind of. But I'll pay attention to those patterns and kind of listen to them or something, or just kind of try to experience what those might be, waves of energy or waves of something, whatever it is. It just feels good, and I like to roll into that, and my mind wanders into some just create, deep, really enjoyable places. It just feels really good. I don't ever get to a point where it's like, oh man, I want to open my eyes. It's more like, I start to feel like I should probably come back to earth now and get to my daily doings in the family or whatever, more than, loss of interest of having my eyes closed into deep thought. I kind of feel like I could stay there for a really long time if I had the amount of time of, free time to do so. So it's super cool. But another thing about sound that I really have noticed is, and something kind of interesting, is how people will say that, it's a good idea to make sound decisions. And so, one way that you can always be sure that you're going to make a sound decision is when you're meeting somebody, or you're having, let's say you're meeting somebody, or you're listening to people talk about whatever it is they're talking about. If you close your eyes and just listen to the voices and how they sound, they'll send out maybe a different message than you may have noticed with your eyes open, being distracted by their looks and their mannerisms and stuff. If you just listen to their voice and the tones and where that voice is speaking from, you may get a better idea as to what the sound decision on whatever you're contemplating doing would be. And that can work for a lot of different things. Just being out in the open and listening to the sounds around you can kind of give you a different perspective that might alter your decision making in any one given time. But the sound decision with meeting people and stuff and listening to what they're telling you, if it's the truth, or just if they're, what kind of person they are, I think listening and it will help you to make a sound decision as to what kind of a person they might be. So you don't want to take that too far, but it might be a thing. Sound decision. And another thing about sound is the best sound you're going to find anywhere over the airwaves is on 91.5 FM on the radio, KUSC.org on the internet, and they also have an app that you can put on your phone or whatever, however it works, and listen anywhere in the whole wide world. So that's it. Don't forget to be nice and like, subscribe, tell a friend, all that. And try this meditation soundscaping technique. I do it like every day that I have no work. If I'm not working, I do it in the morning because it takes a little bit of time where I have to have headspace to have nothing coming up where I'm getting ready for work or whatever. So that's it. We'll see you guys next time. Enjoy everything about life and be nice. That's the number one thing. Bye.